Do you feel this powerful new stage of your life opening up? Because I'm getting that if you clicked on this video, you've been feeling this newfound exhilaration, this newfound excitement. The word that keeps coming through is blossoming, like you are blossoming, your life is blossoming. And within that, I'm picking up as well that there are so many things that you've been manifesting for such a long time, meaning you've been desiring them, you've been putting those intentions out there, and now is the time. They are starting to materialize in your life, or they soon will be. And I'm getting that some of these things are things that you'd almost given up on, that you'd almost felt like were on the other side of some kind of wall that you just weren't able to break through, like somehow you just were not able to access these things in the past. But the sense that I'm getting is that change is in the air, that all of this is changing for you in the most positive way. You had to go through the darkness, to walk through the fire. And I feel that you did this very much alone. And you've been in a hermit mode for so long that when joy returns to you, when happiness returns to you, when the desire to connect with others comes back to you, it's almost going to feel unfamiliar at first, like letting in a stranger, but someone at the same time that feels like a long lost friend. Now, within that, for some of you, I'm getting that you may actually be connecting with a long lost friend, or maybe even a soul friend. So someone who's part of your soul family who platonically is coming in to support you and to give you more of that sense of community in your life. But I'm just getting this general sense of you opening up and reconnecting with the world. During your soul's initiation, during that hermit mode that we have been talking about, that fire that you walked through, you most likely felt very much alone. And even when you tried to manifest those relationships, those friendships, that community, or maybe even that love relationship you'd been desiring, again, it almost felt like all of these things were on the other side of some kind of wall. But the sense that I'm getting is that those barriers are being lifted. They're being broken down, because now is the time for your energy to be shared, your light to be shared. So notice those feelings of pull that come up within you when you meet someone new and you desire to have a conversation with them, or to plan to meet up, get coffee, go to dinner, do something together, or when you get that urge just generally to put yourself out there in the world, to share your creations, to share yourself in some way. Those feelings of pull are guiding you. That is your soul's map speaking to you in the moment through that sense of intuition. So that was all kind of just an introduction here to this reading video. Welcome. If you are new here, I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. If you're already resonating with this video, I would love for you to subscribe, join our beautiful community here on YouTube. But everything we've been talking about so far in the intro actually isn't even what I planned on this video being about, because what I actually want to talk about today is soul inversion. This was a concept coming through really strongly this morning as I was meditating and receiving downloads around this. And it's a very kind of quantum concept. So bear with me as I try to find the human words to describe what's going on here. But if you clicked on this video, most likely you were drawn to the title or the thumbnail where I mentioned soul inversion. So there's some part of you intuitively that knows there's a message in this for you. But what I'm getting very strongly is that you are, or soon will be, encountering someone who is your soul's inversion. And what I mean by that is this is a person who represents the shadow to your light. Because I was picking up one person here who is vibrating in light and openness. And I feel this is you. Especially given everything we talked about at the beginning of this video that channeled through, I feel like you are in that stage of blossoming, of opening up to the world, really self-actualizing your light aspects. This person that you're encountering that represents an inverse of your soul is someone who represents your shadow and repressed aspects. Now, The thing is, at the core, you are the same. Your soul's blueprint is the same. It's just like a photo negative, like the reverse mirror of you, and then vice versa with this person. And I feel that there's a very strong sense of chemistry. That word chemistry was coming out very, very strongly. Like the two of you are being very much activated by each other and pulled together at this time for the purpose of each of you integrating something. For you being the light aspect in this situation, you are actually, through this person, seeing and perceiving some of your own shadow aspects or shadow aspects from your past. And I feel there's something about that that's very raw in a way. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like you connecting with this raw, primal shadow aspect within yourself. It's kind of difficult to find the words to describe maybe parts of yourself that you don't really often get to talk about or to be out in the open, repressed aspects of yourself. I'm hearing your inner rebel. I feel like this person that you're encountering has this very rebellious kind of spirit. And I feel like they represent almost like your inner shadow or your inner kind of rebel. And when I use the word shadow, I don't mean negative in a right-wrong kind of moralistic sense. I mean the aspects that tend to be rejected by society, that tend to be avoided or repressed. And so what I'm most likely going to title this video is "This person is your soul inversion. That's why you can't stop thinking of them." So what I'm getting is that all of a sudden this person has come into your mind or into your sphere, into your orbit, your reality. Now take this as it resonates. For some of you, this may be someone that you've met recently. This might be someone that you've been dreaming about or thinking about that you're soon going to encounter. For others of you, this could be someone from a past part of your life that randomly started coming back up in your mind. So I'm hearing, if this is someone from your past, you thought that you put them in the past a long time ago, but there's a reason that you're thinking of them now, that they're coming back into your mind now. And I feel it's because you've been blooming and blossoming in those light aspects, but the shadow has something to teach you here, maybe even something to teach you about yourself. There's something to be integrated here. For this person, I feel strongly as though they are going through something very intense in their life that is actually opening them up to explore more of their light aspects. Because as we said, this is someone who tends to repress, hide, I'm hearing deny, avoid a lot of parts of themselves. Almost, I'm hearing out of necessity. Maybe they had a really rough upbringing or something of that nature. I feel that they repress their more sensitive, creative, emotional side because they were taught to reject those parts of themselves. There may even be some toxic masculinity programming at play here. So if you are more so the divine feminine, which I'm getting many of you are, this person may be the divine masculine in this situation, and they may have really repressed a lot of their light masculine aspects because of the fact that they had been programmed to believe that it was somehow weak to show openness or to show emotion or vulnerability. But I feel something is being cracked open within this person. And that's why now, because what I am writing on the thumbnail of this video is why them, why now. This isn't a coincidence, and it's not. There's a reason that this person has popped back up. That's the sense I'm getting. They're popping back up in your mind or in your energy or maybe even in your physical reality. And there's this sense of it being really unexpected, but also divinely timed. So I want to first start by sharing with you something I posted on Instagram about soul inversion, because I feel that this is a great starting point to kind of give us a greater picture of the concept of soul inversion. And then we'll go from there. So to me, a soul inversion is to come face to face with your own frequency, flipped inside out. It's not just a mirror, it's a negative, like an undeveloped film strip of your soul, where light becomes shadow and shadow becomes light, and everything feels familiar but strangely reversed. A soul inversion is a phenomenon where one soul appears as the energetic reverse of another, not in opposition, but as a living mirror that reflects everything the other has hidden, repressed, healed, or is about to integrate. They carry matching frequencies, but flipped, like a photo negative of a soul print. In this dynamic, one soul may be vibrating in light, truth healing expression. And I very much feel that's you in this scenario, while the other may be vibrating in shadow, avoidance, repression, distortion. And I really feel that represents the other person we've been channeling into here. But they share the same original blueprint. One is the developed image, the other is the inverted film. And when these two energies collide, the recognition is instant. And right away, I received the download as I read that you recognize each other and they're feeling this too. Although they may be repressing it more or avoiding it a bit more, they're feeling it. I just get the sense that their conscious mind is almost trying to kind of shove down that knowing, if that makes sense. So I also wrote here, the recognition is instant, not always comforting, but undeniably electric. These connections feel magnetic, karmic, often destabilizing. They stir your edges, they awaken your memory, they challenge your narrative, because the soul inversion does not simply reflect who you are, they reflect who you were, who you could have been, or who you are still becoming. And the more deeply you align with your authentic self, the more clearly you begin to recognize these inversions, not as threats, but as sacred evidence of your own transformation. To witness your soul inverted is to witness your shadow externalized, and to choose love in the face of that reflection is a form of divine mastery. So if you do want to follow me on Instagram, by the way, my Instagram is @magnetizeyourself. I've been posting a lot of real-time downloads and information that have been coming through there recently. But anyway, I first want to say at the bottom of the tarot deck, we have the moon. So what's really happening between the two of you is happening on a subconscious level. And that's why you are more aware of it, because you represent the light aspect. You're most likely the divine feminine in this situation, and you're very much aware and conscious of what's happening spiritually and subconsciously. So you're aware of this energy exchange happening between you and this person. Now, I'm really curious to know more about this energy exchange. The other thing I'm getting here is that you love or care for this person's soul, but that their human physical self is not at this time living in alignment with their soul or with their higher self. So this is creating a really complicating dynamic, because what I'm getting is you are connecting very deeply, very subconsciously, but again, you're consciously aware of it, even though it's happening at the subconscious level, with this person's soul, with their higher self, with that soul blueprint that the two of you share. But what I'm getting is, because this person represents more so the shadow, they live in the darkness, meaning maybe this person works the night shift or is really active or awake at night or has insomnia or something like that. But I'm getting that they tend to repress those subconscious spiritual knowings and even the expression of their own higher self. And so while they feel very intrigued by you or very drawn by you, I'm getting that this person is very much in a state of repression or avoidance right now in their physical human form. So the complication I'm getting here is you love their soul, you love their higher self, you love their authentic energy, but this is someone who is afraid of fully living in that authentic energy. And that's creating this complicating dynamic. But I do feel the reason you felt drawn to them or pulled to them regardless is because something about your presence in their life or in their orbit, spiritually or literally, is drawing out more of that authentic self within them. This is someone who has consciously declared that they desire to change with the change card. And I feel that for a while, I'm hearing this person has thought of you consciously off and on. If it's someone from your past, they've actually thought of you more than you've thought of them. You may have left this person in your past a while ago, whether it was a friend, a family member, or a romantic situation. But I feel they've actually kept the thoughts and the memories of you alive, because deep down beneath all of those fears, beneath that tendency to repress and avoid, there is still a knowing within this person that you represent the light aspects of themselves. There's something about the eyes. So I'm getting that you may have very similar eyes or facial features or something of that nature. You may have the same eye color. This won't be true of everyone. This also could just be this person feeling really seen by you. And again, I feel you see right through to this person. You see their higher self, their soul, but they're not always living and acting as that higher version of themselves. With the change card, I feel as though the reason why now, to answer that question that was on the thumbnail, it's because this person, and I'm not even just talking subconsciously, they consciously declare that they want to change. I feel that they're not necessarily someone who's inherently religious or spiritual. And yet I feel this person called out to the divine, to whatever powers may be. And I'm getting chills all over as I'm sharing this. I really feel they cried out to the divine and they said, I'm ready to change. I'm ready to change my life. I'm tired of this track that I'm on. I saw a tractor for some reason. Maybe this person is like living in the country or lives on a farm, or you do, or something like that. Or this could be metaphoric, like they're ready to put in the work to plant new fields in their life or something of that nature to change their life. And we have the card fear here as well. So while they want to change, and we have denial, while they do want to change and even consciously declared to whatever they consider to be the divine, that they do want to make these changes in their life. I hear this person saying, I want to be a better man, or I want to be a better woman, whatever the case is for them. I feel this fear is a major blockage for them. I'm hearing hesitancy. So if you have interacted or communicated with this person recently, I feel they've exhibited some hesitancy. And it's because you are more consciously aware of this spiritual subconscious dynamic taking place between your souls than they are. And you love their soul, you love their higher self. But again, they're not fully showing up as that right now, 100% in the physical. But I'm hearing they want to, like, a part of them has been crying out to do just that, to show up more as that soulful, authentic version of themselves. But I do feel there's a level of denial here as well. I keep hearing fear of being vulnerable, fear of putting themselves out there. I'm getting that very strongly with this person. But I also keep picking up that on your end, you may have taken some kind of action here. Now, I don't know what that is for you, but I feel that you may have decided, and by the way, from the love word scramble, I'm getting the words driving, 40, rose, spell, purple, park, the name Joe, garden, friend, success, social, maybe something about social media. Anyway, you took some kind of action. You felt inspired to do something, to send out some kind of signal, or to open yourself up in such a way that this person could find you or connect with you or communicate with you. Maybe you approached this person, maybe you messaged them or followed them on social media, drop them some kind of hint, or maybe it was more subtle than that. But I feel that you did something on your end to make yourself open to this person in a way that you don't usually do. And there is a higher soul reason to why you did this. I'm hearing you might feel kind of crazy for feeling this connection to this person, or even being guided to do something to kind of make yourself available to them. But I'm hearing that you're not going crazy. This is you listening to your intuition. This is you feeling everything that this person is repressing, because again, you are the one who's more consciously aware. And here we have the Sun card. Yeah, something about your bond with this person. I keep getting you might have had a dream about them, and even through that dream and the energy exchange taking place in that dream, just connecting with you in the astral realm, in the dream state, even that in itself seems to be awakening and activating this person. This is someone who, with the Page of Cups in the upright position, they want to open themselves up to new possibility in their life. There could be Cancer or Pisces energy here, but they are someone who is very guarded and a bit hesitant at the moment. I have Taurus and Gemini, also Scorpio here as well. I feel that this is someone who is, I'm hearing, tired of believing. This may be a person who's been very familiar with disappointment, especially in love. If this is a romantic situation, this is someone who has been disappointed in love many times over. But I'm hearing the real reason they were disappointed in love is because the divine wasn't letting them move forward with romantic love connections in the long term until they worked and focused on themselves. So the reason things weren't working out for them in romantic situations in the past, with the Seven of Pentacles, is they were meant to be focusing on themselves. And I actually feel that's exactly what this person has been doing. For some reason, I'm specifically getting something about the last 2 years. So it may have been in the last 2 years that they were really focused on themselves, their work. I'm hearing building some kind of stability in their material life or some kind of foundation. For some of them, this could have been, I'm hearing, clearing their mind or their energy from things, connections, or substances from their past that may have been detrimental to them. So that won't be for everyone. But now I'm hearing that they're hesitant towards you. If this is a romantic situation, they're hesitant towards you because they know that the divine has been blocking them from really connecting and having success in their love life. So it's almost like they're expecting another disappointment. And I'm hearing, I wasn't expecting to meet the love of my life. So for many of them, they are actually just in this state of being almost in disbelief. They're a bit bewildered by you because to them, you represent, I'm hearing like, what's the catch? Like this person feels like there's some kind of catch, or they're waiting for the other shoe to drop here because again, they were blocked from establishing a long-term romantic relationship for a while because they needed to be focusing on themselves. I'm seeing sunflowers for someone, but then you come along and represent everything that they've ever wanted with the 10 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups, this potential long-term romantic ideal partnership for them. I feel like you represent to them like their absolute ideal person, and they're just thinking, I would be like a fool for falling for this because there has to be a catch. It can't be this perfect. I'm hearing you can't be this perfect. And that's actually why this person is hesitating, not because they lack interest in you, but actually because you represent their ideal, everything they've desired. And they've been so disappointed in love in the past that they're unsure how to trust moving forward with this. So we also have the High Priestess here and the Page of Wands. Yeah, I'm hearing you have to understand that you are like this High Priestess. You are this super intuitive being. You are completely, I'm hearing the best way I can describe it. Not that you need me to say this because I know that you already know this like on every level of your being, but you know things intuitively so strongly. It's almost like you've seen or observed them physically. You know what I'm saying? It's like you sense energy so strongly and you've come to trust the way that you sense and read energy from people, from situations, from futuristic outcomes, that sometimes it's hard for you to remember that a lot of people are not operating at this super high intuitive level. A lot of people are not seeing this bird's eye view perspective that you are so naturally seeing. It just feels like physical reality that everyone's seeing, if that makes sense. It's kind of like when you meet someone and you just kind of know something about them intuitively, or maybe something feels off about them, or you know something about them they haven't told you yet, and you share it with a friend or someone else and they say, how do you know that? And you're like, isn't it obvious? But it's not obvious to most people. It's this high level of intuitive operating that you've come into. And it's beautiful, yes, but so many people are more so at this Page of Wands level, including this masculine that we're talking about in this reading, where they're beginning to kind of open their eyes to that other side. I'm hearing to the energetics of life that underlie and overlay our physical life experience, but they're still very new to this. And so they're not seeing or sensing everything you're seeing and sensing about this connection, not because it's not there, but because they have gotten so practiced at avoiding and denying those more energetically based truths that they aren't accustomed to allowing themselves to feel it or allowing themselves to see it. I'm hearing to be patient with this person if this is someone that you want to keep connecting with in the long term, and not to be put off when they seem hesitant or seem unsure, because it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the fact that they aren't as practiced as seeing things through the eyes of their intuition, through their third eye, so to speak, as you are. And also, again, they've been very disappointed, especially in love in the past. And when they look at you and see everything they've ever wanted, they can't help but wonder, what's the catch here? That's what I'm getting most strongly when it comes to this person. So I'm going to go ahead and leave things there for now, but I do feel we'll be connecting with this person's energy in future readings. So if you are interested in future readings on this person, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications as well. I would love to hear from you in the comments if anything connected. You can follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. You can listen to my music on Spotify using my artist name, Songs by Infinity. And you can check out my subliminals to reprogram your subconscious mind and manifest in your life that are available on the Sound and Soulful app in both the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. And I'll leave a link to that under this video as well. But otherwise, I'm sending you all huge amounts of love. Have an amazing remainder of your day. I love all of you so much, and I will connect with you here again in tomorrow's video.